We are live. I'm Jamil Parker, and this is.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Brandon.
Here you go with the cool shit,
I'm talking to the phone. That's it, dog.
huh?
Is
Why
I'm
it
talking
always
to the
got to be
phone.
that, yo? Why it always got to be the super sexy head? Uh, Brandon
It's the
Walker,
intro.
huh? That's how you rolling. All right, cool.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, Joe. This is YSM Sports Media. Like like I said, that's the cool guy, Brandon Walker. I'm Jamil Parker. And now we are going to address all the moves that was made in the NBA free agency today. What you want to start with, B?
We're gonna go Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I like that. We'll go.
Okay.
We'll rock with the Bulls. Okay, so I am pretty sure everybody has already heard, but the big bull signing is one Lonzo Ball. 4 years, what was it, 85?
Yeah, 4 years, 85 million, sign and trade
4 years.
agreement.
Yeah, would you say 4 years, 85 mil?
Yeah, signing. They got him on a side. It's gonna be a sign and trade agreement.
Who were the Bulls sending? Thomas Sartansky and who else? Do you know?
Hold on. I had it. I just had it up. It doesn't have all the details listed. Oh, there it is. Garrett Temple, a second rounder.
Oh, Thomas Sartansky, Garrett Temple in the second rounder.
Yeah, second round pick to New Orleans.
Still, for all intents and purposes, the Bulls made out good. Yeah. All right. So, what it actually does for the Chicago Bulls is number one, it gives them length in the backcourt. Zach LaVine is about 6'7", Lonzo Ball is about 6'7", and even though Zach LaVine doesn't play much defense, it 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 allows. Would you say majority of the best players are either the one, two, or the three in the NBA?
Yeah,
All right, so it allows an actual defender to be put on them. I think Lonzo Ball's defense is borderline all NBA. I feel like he cracks the defensive teams probably within the next 2 years. And it takes that kind of pressure off of Zach LaVine. He doesn't have to go out and guard the best player. Jason Brown, salute to you, bro. What's your thoughts on the trade? Big, what's your thoughts on the trade, bro?
Um, no, I mean it's great. It's great for the Bulls because not only did they get Lonzo Ball, so they also got Alex Caruso, which is going to give them a lot of athleticism. So now you got Thaddeus Young, you got a big man Vucevic, and then you got Zach LaVine. If somehow they're able to get DeRozan, man, dude, Lonzo Ball, he's like I said, man, he may potentially be an all star. Like we were discussing earlier, you're basically getting the same thing you will with Ben Simmons. But Ben Simmons is already going to be making what 40 million in 3 years. Ben
That's a
Ben
good
Simmons
point.
is already getting 30 million plus.
That's definitely a good point. Jason Brown says Bulls a playoff team with the signing of Lonzo. I completely agree. Between Vucevic, all right. So if you look at it, if I'm a coach, I would start inside out. First couple possessions down, you go to Vucevic, and then you open up the two-man game with Vucevic and Zach LaVine. But with Lonzo, and the early criticism was that Lonzo couldn't shoot the ball effectively. Now he can, right? He's not much of an attack the rim guy, but he's really good in transition and he can knock down the three. And now that he can actually shoot free throws, I have him more effective on the basketball court than Ben Simmons. And would you say Lonzo would be the third option? But if DeMar DeRozan comes, that makes pushes Lonzo to the fourth, and Lonzo Ball is a great fourth option.
They got Daniel Theis. It says the Bulls got Daniel Theis as well.
Oh, the dude from Boston,
Yeah,
solid veteran, good front court depth guy. Yeah, pick and pop. Yeah, man. It
I was
seems
gonna say
like the
Chicago made
Bulls are
nothing but
making a
really
run at
good
it.
moves.
Huh?
Chicago made nothing but really good moves.
Yeah. And it's a bunch of moves that plays off of their core, though. It wasn't nothing that upset the core. And mind you, Vucevic and Zach LaVine, they don't make over 22 million. So it's not like they're $40 million guys like Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's a factor. Vucevic is slated to make, I'm sorry, 24 million in 2021-22 and 22 million in 22-23. Zach LaVine makes 19 million next year, and then he's a free agent. And I think you said what? Lauri Markkanen is supposed to be in the sign and trade deal with DeMar DeRozan, right?
That's what they've been talking about, but I don't even. That's starting to look unlikely.
All right, so what do you think?
So I don't know. I don't know. DeRozan's not going to stay with the Spurs. I know that for sure. They're going to get rid of him, but I have no idea what they're going to do. The Spurs have been linked uh, to to that guy Mark Cannon, but I don't know if that's going to go through or not.
All right, with the way
But
the East is,
DeRozan's not going to be a Spur. Like I can bet at anything that he's not going to stay with the Spurs. That's for sure.
what do you feel like is the best landing spot for DeRozan, if not the Bulls?
I mean, everyone's saying the Lakers, but the Lakers can't afford him. They're saying that the Lakers. That's realistically not going to happen. But with the Bulls, let's real quick though. With the Bulls, you got the backcourt right. You actually got a legit point guard in Lonzo, and then with Zach LaVine as your two as your shooting guard, Patrick Williams, Thaddeus Young, and Vucevic as the five. That's going to be something else. They're gonna be good. That's what I'm saying. They're for sure gonna make the playoffs. But DeRozan is the wild card because it's one of those things where DeRozan might be like I don't want to say forgotten player, but I mean he's still not signed. Everyone's signed. There's a lot of dudes. I mean not everyone, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. So judging by this, all right. So you have Lonzo at the point, Levine at the two. Let's say they don't get DeRozan. Who would probably be the three? Al Farouk Aminu, doubt that. Maybe Thaddeus Young, but he's more of an undersized step out four. Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams would probably be the guy. And then Lauri Markkanen, and then Vucevic. Yeah, man. Yeah. You could do something with that team. I could see them cracking the seventh, eighth seed. Definitely can see that, man.
But it's perfect for
Wait,
Lonzo. Like
wait.
it's gonna make sense for Lonzo. Like it's putting him in a winning position where his game's gonna excel. Because however you feel about his game, he still has like otherworldly passes. Like Lonzo can do some ridiculous passes, but people just look
Damn,
at the numbers.
you're giving him like a point guard, and I don't care how good he is. A point guard is only going to be as good as the talent you put around him. Now he can elevate that talent. He can make him better, but you need some horses, right? You don't need him passing the ball to PJ Tucker in the corner for a three. I'm sorry, but you're giving him two guys that get buckets. Like that's what they do. And Jason Brown says DeRozan to Miami. Is that who you
Yeah,
want him to go to?
Miami's a possibility. That's what I'm saying. Miami's all in, dog.
See,
They're going crazy.
I don't know if that fits though. I don't know if Miami fits because you got Jimmy Butler. Do you keep Tyler Hero? You can't play Tyler Hero at the one. Do you bring him off the bench? Like I don't know. Can Jimmy and DeRozan coexist? Can they play together? Like how is that going to look?
Miami's going with a whole bunch of solid players, but still they don't have. For me, you can't. I mean, you can't win with Jimmy Butler. You know, what I mean, Jimmy Butler as the one as your main go to guy. I mean,
No, Jimmy Butler's
there's
a number 2.
they're still not enough to get. They still don't have enough to get past Milwaukee. You want to talk about
Speaking of,
Miami real quick? Everything about Miami?
yeah, speaking of Jimmy Butler, as you can see, Jimmy Butler re-signs with the Heat, 4 years, $184 million.
Crazy
Oh,
money.
that's good bread. Shit, I know Mike and David Robinson is looking at it like, damn, we came along in the wrong era. And when in actuality, they definitely paved the way for the NBA to be this lucrative. But I don't even want to talk about Miami right now, okay? Because it doesn't seem like Miami's done making moves. I'm a Laker fan. Let's go.
So I think the Lakers actually they did okay. I talked about it yesterday. I said one of the players, and it's funny that it happened. I said they need to get if they can somehow they need to get Dwight Howard back because he was a big piece, and he's still good on defense. He can still rebound the ball. You don't want him to be to be your go-to guy, but if you could get him off the bench, yeah. And then Trevor Ariza, man, dog, he always put in work when he played for the Lakers. He can still play. The
You
only
see the
problem, the only
guy.
problem with that, the only problem is with the Lakers for me is that they're old. They're going to be old, but they need to get some kind of youth and some kind of shooting. So Patty Mills is either going to go to the Lakers or the Nets. That's what they're saying. So Patty Mills would be huge if he goes to the Lakers. If Patty Mills goes to Brooklyn, then god damn, man.
You see that. You see the lift. You see the athleticism. We back. All right, so let me get the fanboy. Let me get the fanboy out of me. Russell Westbrook to the Lakers. It's a lateral move at best. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, they don't fit well with each other. Russell Westbrook is ball dominant. We all know LeBron James is ball dominant, and neither one of them has shown the capability or the affinity to play off the ball in their Hall of Fame illustrious careers. So why am I going to think that at 36, 37 years old, I think Russ is like 32, 33, that they'll do it. They'll just do it all of a sudden. They'll just change their stripes. Russ can't hit the broadside of a barn. And you and I both know if you can't shoot, you can't play with LeBron. You can't. Now, who they should have got, who they should have pushed for, this man. This is who they should have got, man.
Yeah, but you dreaming. You know damn well the Lakers aren't gonna get Dame. If they would have got Dame, that would have been some shit. Dame or Bradley Beal.
That's what I wanted. That's what I needed.
Y'all were not gonna get Dame from though.
My man Robert King says DeMar DeRozan to the Lakers would be fired. Definitely would be. I'm not sure DeMar DeRozan would fit well with Russ, or he fit with LeBron, but Russ, bro, oh my gosh. Jashawn Brown says Celtics will be the second best team in the East next season. Mark my words. I don't know about that.
Now who? Celtics?
The Celtics. I don't know about that.
It's gonna be Brooklyn and Milwaukee again for sure.
Like, don't get me wrong, Tatum nice. Nice. Put him in the blender. He nice, but I don't know about second best team though.
They don't got enough for Brooklyn or Milwaukee. And then Miami's for sure gonna be right there, that third. Them and Philadelphia. Philadelphia still got some shit.
Uncle Frank, what's good, baby? Jashawn Brown, you want the link? I'm gonna send the link in like 5 minutes, bro. Stay on. I just want to finish chopping it up about the Lakers. How do you think Russ fits? Big.
Come here.
Yeah. How do you think Russ fits with the Lakers?
I think there may be some games where it's gonna look good, where there's gonna be like some spectacular dunks and alley oops and shit like that. But it's for me, it's not gonna work. I still want to see the other players that they get because I'm not gonna lie, Trevor Ariza and Dwight Howard, those are solid pickups. So at least they're not picking up guys that you just scratch your head at. You're like, you know what? Like I can't see the work, and they're at least getting the right guys. So like I said, if they can get Patty Mills, that'll be huge because Patty Mills, he'll knock down open threes.
True. Patty Mills fits with LeBron better than fits with Russ. So he would be a guy that I would put in LeBron's rotation because he's a little point guard, but he's really a two masquerading as a one. He's just 5'10". Uncle Frank says a healthy Brooklyn taking it next year.
Big if. I mean, if they could stay healthy, that's
if
what
they stay healthy, they'll be my favorite. I also want to see how Spencer Dinwiddie comes back. Wait, is he a free agent?
Yeah, he's leaving, bro. He's gonna be gone.
Oh, Spencer Dinwiddie's gone.
Yeah, he's not gonna stay.
I
So that's what I'm
want to see
saying.
what they do as
If
far as
Patty
role
Mills goes to
players.
Brooklyn, come on, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if Patty Mills goes to Brooklyn, that's just. I mean, the outside shooting with them is just gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see what Brooklyn does as far as role players. I want to see them add more depth on the front court. Um, yeah, I want to see how Kyrie, like, bro, Kyrie gets. Whew, Kyrie's a great player, but he's definitely injury prone. Definitely injury prone. I want to
He
see
never stays
how.
healthy every year.
Yeah, he never stays healthy. It's always really nagging injuries. Jason says Dwayne and LeBron was able to work. Russ and LeBron and AD will work. Yo, that's being very positive. I'm not sure you're living in reality, though, Jason. I'm not sure. And Terrence Scott, he said it. The Lakers needed youth. They got older. It's the truth. Westbrook, and LeBron do the same things, play the same way. I need them to add youth as for the role players. I need them to add guys that can move, that can go up and down, guys that can guard multiple positions, and that's
Who's the
also able
consistent?
to shoot.
Who's the
So
consistent 3-point shooters? That's what I'm saying. Like if they
no,
could
I'm
somehow try to get
nobody.
Danny Green back, they need to get some guys that can make threes because I don't. There's still going to be no outside shooting. See, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza can make threes. Dwight Howard's going to bring you the defense if they're going to go that way. But they lost Caruso, so Caruso is a big piece. He was literally like the guy that played the majority of guard last year.
But you need guys that can shoot, but are also not defensive liabilities, who can also run and jump.
See, everybody they're talking about is a bunch of old guys. They're talking
Yeah,
about Carmelo as well, but
Carmelo,
Carmelo,
Trevor
like you
Ariza,
can't
is like,
get
come
nothing but
on,
old
man.
guys.
It's like, oh man, Le- LeBron can't take over a game anymore. DeMar DeRozan ain't no spring chicken, like you. But they can't afford. Their draft position isn't good enough, and they can't afford the kind of player that we're talking about unless you get a project. It's not looking good for my Lakers. It's not looking like we're going to make it out of the West. On paper, it looks like it's a super team, but if you actually know the X's and O's in basketball and knows that spacing is the most important aspect of offense, and right now their spacing sucks. Outside of that 15-footer, Russ can't hit the broadside of a barn. Terrence Scott says, I honestly thought Ariza had retired. Bruh, you ain't the only one. Hey, yo, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and I'll give everybody 10 minutes to get your thoughts off. about the signings. Who do you felt like did the best in free agency? Yeah, let the people know, man. Because as far as a Laker fan, I ain't happy. I wanted Dame time.
That's a miracle. That's a wish.
I wanted Dame time, man. It might have been a wish, but we Laker fans, man. Our wishes turned into reality, man. Stop hating, bum ass Spurs fan.
Oh, so can I talk about my Spurs? How about this?
Oh,
We got my San Antonio Spurs, right? I've seen 5 titles, and we get Doug McDermott, 3 years, 42 million. And then we get Zach Collins, and I'm like, oh, hold up. I'm like, Collins from Atlanta? I'm like the bull that threw down on Embiid. Nah, not that Collins. Nah, bro, the one with the Zach Morris haircut from
oh
the
yeah,
Blazers.
the Zach Morris John, the extra
Damn,
loose.
dog, that was.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
know the
bad day for San
vibes.
Antonio, bro. It's bad, dog.
You know the
Just
vibes.
blow it up. Just blow the
Ter-
shit up, man.
Terrence Scott
For
said the
real.
Lakers should have left Russ where he was at and got Buddy. I like the Buddy Hill move. That would have been a good move. Gets youth. Buddy's not really athletic, but he's a great shooter. But like I said, we get younger. We traded our young core, who would now be the shit.
Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, all of them.
Lonzo, D'Angelo Russell. Who else? Kuz. Yeah, man. Hey, B, hold it down for a second.
Yeah. So the one thing I was looking at, right, for the Lakers, like I said, the Lakers, they just don't have no shooting. That's the whole thing. If they could get some shooting, and they got to get some youth. And I think another guy, the one team that I think everyone's sleeping on is the Warriors. The Warriors are gonna have Clay come back, and then the Warriors got young. You know, they got number 7, and the 14 pick this year. James Wiseman wasn't what they thought he was gonna be. And if Patty Mills goes to the Warriors, I don't, man. And it's going to be the where Patty Mills goes. That's what I'm saying. He's going to make one of these teams a lot better. The Lakers need him the most, but he can really make Brooklyn or Golden State. It's a more deadlier shooting team than they already are. They already got a shitload of shooters. And then if Golden State does some crazy shit like get Bradley Beal, that'll just put him over the top. I do think Andre Iguodala is going to go back to Golden State. I do see that.
All right, we got my man Jason Brown. What's good, Jason?
Yeah, it was good. YSL.
What's good, baby? All right, so go ahead, give me your thoughts.
Man, on this trade right here on the screen.
If you want to talk about a particular team, just go ahead, man.
I want to talk about Boston. I feel like they made great decision by not paying Evan Fournier. I think they're doing a good job right now. You know, trading away Tristan Thompson. They got rid of Kimba. They traded Moses Brown for some cap space, a couple picks. I like the direction they're going right now as far as the signings they made and the players they got rid of. So that's why I said Boston earlier in the chat. I said they'll be, if not top 2, they'll be top 3 in the East next year.
I don't know about that.
Definitely.
That's
who's
like,
better?
man,
Top 3.
that's
That's
a lot.
I don't see.
Remember, you still got the Sixers. You still got to see what the Sixers do.
Yeah, but the Sixers, they talking about if they trade away Ben Simmons, they definitely not going to be top 3
If
in
they
the
trade away
East next
Ben
year.
Simmons, they might be better. Shit.
Hell nah. Hell nah. I got to see what they get in return.
What worries me about Boston is Boston still hasn't. All their points come from the same area of the floor, the wings.
Yeah, I see. That's what
They
you're
really,
saying.
yeah, they really don't have any offensive variation. It's okay. Is Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum going to have a good night shooting the ball? If not, they suck.
Yeah, I think that's why Brad Stevens, he made the moves he made. Because defensively, they should be one of the top teams in the East next year. Like usually Boston, they always great. You know, as far that's been the culture in Boston forever. Defensively, they always been one of the top teams. So I expecting them to take a huge leap defensively. Now the only question I do got, like you were saying, you know, all they scoring come from the wings between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So the question is, can they get scoring from the guard positions, the 1 and the 2, and can they get scoring in a low post with their big man?
Yeah.
Bro, I've seen Tatum go for 40, 50 plus against Brooklyn. They still lose. Like that.
Yeah, I feel like last year was
You
probably their
need
worst
more.
year. That was their worst year offensively. They didn't really. Kemba, he was hurt majority of the year. Because usually he was since he been in Boston, he was probably their second go-to scorer behind Jason Tatum before Jaylen Brown had this breakout year this past year. So it's
It's
gonna
just
be
weird that
interesting to see.
Kemba and Kyrie didn't work out.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like them guys. Yeah, I just feel like they need a guard that's more of a playmaker type of guard instead of a guy
You
like
don't
Kemba and Kyrie would score.
with two very good scores on the wing, you don't need a point guard who's a scorer. But we about to add somebody else to the stream, and then Alexis Batista.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm a truck driver. I'm over here driving, you know.
Mhm.
I like listen, you know, I like basketball, and
Oh, man.
I watch a lot of basketball. All I do is watch YouTube videos about basketball. That's all I watch, bro.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
So that's why I'm listening to you guys. I love listening to what you guys are talking about right now.
Oh
I'm
man.
just listening to. Yeah.
Even though we cover a lot of boxing, basketball is my first love. I don't know about Brandon. He's Mexican,
Hmm.
so boxing's in his blood.
Yeah, no, but not
Yeah.
basketball. I grew up on basketball first. I was, you know what I mean? Like I said, Shaq. I was a Spurs fan growing up, so like I watched Shaq, Barkley, Jordan, the '90s, and like NBA on NBC. That's like what I grew up on.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
when I heard that shit about Kobe, bro. Like I wasn't even a Lakers fan. That shit hit me hard, bro. That shit made me cry, bro. When I heard about that shit, man.
It's our era of basketball. I
Yeah,
don't think there was a dry
It-
eye in all of America, or maybe even the
bro,
world, man.
bro. Like that shit made people cry that didn't even know about Kobe Bryant, bro. I swear to God, bro. Just because of the way that boy, you know, the tragic accident with the helicopter and all that shit, man.
Mm.
That shit was messed up, man.
Uh,
Nobody
Alex,
expected that shit.
Alexis, I'm going to get to these comments, and then I want your thoughts on a team that did the best in free agency. All right, but Uncle Frank says Zach Collins was nice before he got hurt. I don't know about the Spurs drafting Josh Primo. I've never seen Josh Primo. Zach Collins was all right in the Blazers. Um, I thought he was definitely starting to make his stride, and I'm curious to see what Pop does with him. Terrence Scott, Lonzo is going to be a great fit in Chicago. I completely agree. Slugfest says Russ is his favorite player. You must like triple doubles, bro. But um, but Russ is definitely a great player. I just need him to be more heady and less aggressive. Alexis, tell
Yes.
me who won in free agency so far.
In free agency right now.
Yeah.
From what I heard right now, I heard that Larry. They talking about Larry going to the Heat. I don't know if I see that as a need. I know the guard. Like I'm a Miami Heat fan too. We don't really need an extra. I mean, another guard. And they talking about they trying to trade Dragic. Dragic hasn't even really been playing bad, to be honest with you. Why they want to trade him for Larry for? That's a stupid trade. I think that.
The only thing about Dragic is he's always hurt now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think Lowry. I mean, Lowry's good, but he is a little overrated because they're giving him 3 years, 90 million. Like they're giving him a fat contract. He's 35.
Yeah, man.
Like once he reaches 37, 38, how good is he going to be? Really?
Mm.
Uncle Frank says Dragic is going to Dallas. Ooh.
He'll fit with
Well, Luka
Doncic.
got some
with
help.
Luka.
They play on the Slovenian team together, so they got chemistry.
I
Yeah,
actually,
the international ball will work.
I actually like that though, because now you're bringing Dragic in for, I guess, depth at the one, or are
Yeah.
you bringing him in to play alongside Luka in the starting lineup? Not sure.
And then they re-signed Boban, and then they re-signed Tim Hardaway as well. So Dallas is pretty much they're trying to keep their core. I don't know what they're going to do with Porzingis. I mean, the Porzingis hasn't worked out. You know what I mean? It's just because the style of ball Luka plays is just not going to work out. So it'll be interesting who wants him and what they do with Porzingis because I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea.
I heard Porzingis might go to Brooklyn. Hey, fellas, let me know. Is there any truth to that?
Nah, Brooklyn for who?
I heard possibly a sign and trade that included a package that has Spencer Dinwiddie in it.
I got a question.
I ain't hear about that. This is my first time hearing about it.
Go ahead.
Alexis. What's your question?
I had
Alexis?
You there, Doug?
Maybe it's John.
what's his
Oh, okay. Got to give him a break. He's driving. See, I know they just re-signed Tim Hardaway, and the problem with Dallas and Porzingis is Luka ball dominant. He holds the ball, very similar to the way that James Harden plays. Luka's a white James Harden.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. So he's
Hey,
going
then
to
the other
dominate the ball, and he's going to get crazy numbers and look like. I'm not saying he's not a great player, but he's going to look like he's better than what he is. But it's not winning basketball. And
Like when it comes to stats, he's literally going to be the GOAT. Like he literally is going to be the GOAT. You know what I mean? Because they're going to look at it. They're going to be like, you got a guy that's averaging 39 and 9 for a career. That's how they're going to look at it.
who's better stats wise? Who's better, Dragic or Kyle Lowry?
I think Lowry.
Kyle Lowry, right?
yeah, yeah, I feel like Kyle's. Now, who was a better basketball player at their height? I think Dragic was better than Lowry. And I'm a Philly guy.
I don't know.
It's close.
I think I get it as Larry because he had all that playoff success. Larry's, he had the Raptors in contention for like 7, 8 years he was there.
I mean, yeah. I seen Dragic giving the Lakers the business in the finals. No, it wasn't the Lakers. Who was it?
Yeah,
He got hurt.
He gave the Spurs and the Lakers the business in 2010.
You talking about he's in Phoenix?
Yeah.
I don't really remember Dragic playing a lot during the years behind Steve Nash.
Towards the end, Dragic started to get more minutes. That was when they decided to ship Steve out.
But then they have Bledsoe, Isaiah Thomas had like 3-4 point guards playing with him,
which was weird.
Yes, I don't really remember Dragic. I mean, he probably did play 20 plus minutes a game, but I don't really remember him playing a whole bunch of minutes when he was in Phoenix.
Yeah, he'll work with Dallas though. Like Dragic to Dallas, bro. There's a reason that he wants to play with him.
Yeah, him and Luka, they got a good relationship.
But like I said, the Lowry move, it's not for me. It doesn't put Miami over the top. Like They, like I said, they re-signed Jimmy. They
PJ
got
Tucker.
PJ Tucker for defense, but I mean,
Uh,
you look at the stats wise, bro. Dragic averages 13, 14, 15, right around there. Lowry's getting about 17 points a game now.
All
I'm
right,
not trying to
so
be a numbers guy, but I mean, you're not. It's not for me going to be that much of a drop off. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't.
I think Lowry, he brings more to the table defensively as far as taking charges and his ability to play make. So that's why I would say Lowry.
It
yeah,
doesn't
Now,
put
I
them
give
over the top
you.
though. It doesn't make them better than Milwaukee or
I think
Brooklyn or able to compete with
it
them.
makes them a little bit better, but I think their team is too. I mean, they like you were saying earlier, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. That's not going to get it done.
All right, so breaking news real fast. Norman Powell has agreed to a 5-year, $90 million deal to return to the Portland Trail Blazers. What's your thoughts on that?
He's getting paid. I think this is a free agency where you saw guys like him and Gary Trent Jr. Like shooters, bro. Shooters are getting fucking paid now. Like they're getting paid.
Yeah. Look at
Because you,
Duncan Robinson, bro. Duncan Robinson
yeah,
got
exactly.
90 mil.
What the fuck, yo?
Damn.
What in the fuck?
Yeah, he was the high.
Duncan
They said he's the
Robinson,
highest paid player undrafted.
Yeah.
Duncan
$90
Robinson's
million?
another guy I just forgot about. Yep.
Ridiculous money, bro.
Because those are the guys.
Damn.
Honestly, all those guys are guys that the Lakers need. But bro, no, they can't afford them. Those guys are out there to get paid. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks that these guys are about championships. When you're a player that's like just a shooter, bro. Don't get me wrong. You want to win a title, but you're about getting that money. You're not gonna pass up that kind of money. Because you're not.
If you're watching or just coming in, make sure you hit that like button. It definitely helps the channel. Yeah, I never thought I would see the day that a role-playing shooter is getting 90 plus million.
Man,
That's unheard of. But the NBA is definitely shifting. Michael Conley re-signed with the Utah Jazz. What was it? 3 years,
Okay.
60,
72 million.
Utah ain't going
72
nowhere.
million? Ooh.
But that's good because bro, he was getting like 35 million. Michael Conley was already making hella bank, so they're getting him less money now. So it's gonna work out for Utah because Utah still is able to bring their core back. They still got Donovan Mitchell, Clarkson, Gobert. Like Utah's gonna be a problem.
I
And the
lost
thing
faith.
is that I think what nobody's really thinking about or is you got to think about the Clippers now with Kawhi. Kawhi's not gonna play, so that's gonna take the Clippers out of the equation. Clippers, I don't think will make the playoffs without Kawhi playing all next year.
Yeah, I still think Denver better than Utah.
Yeah, Denver's it's gonna be interesting how Jamal Murray comes
Yeah.
back, and then the Warriors. Honestly, man, I really want to see what the Warriors do.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Clay Thompson coming back.
with Clay back,
Yeah.
and
Denver.
then they got the number 7 and they got the 14 pick, and they said that they're trying to trade. If they somehow
Well,
able to
hey,
get Bradley Beal, man, dog.
what happened to Andrew Wiggins, bro?
They still got Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins still on Golden State.
Oh my God, I don't like that guy, bro. I don't like that guy for Golden State, bro. Trash, bro. I don't like that guy, bro. I just don't like him, bro. I
never
wish they'll
thought
trade
he
him.
was that dude. Yo,
Wish
they
they
were
fucking
talking
trade
about
that guy, bro.
next LeBron. I'm like,
Look,
what?
Wiggins was he's just a guy with athleticism. He's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good, but he's just not. He's not. He was overrated. He was a number
he
1
don't
pick and
he
everything.
don't want it. He don't want it like that. He never wanted it like that. He's just happy to be in the NBA. He happy to get paid. He's satisfied. He don't
Trade
have
him, bro. Yeah, they got to trade
no
him.
dog.
Trade at him.
Wiggins pissed me off because he got so much potential. It's just, man, that dude.
Uncle Frank says Lowry is better than the prime Dragic. Yeah, last 2 years Dragic has been better. What is Kyle like? 35, 36. Kyle is 35. Miami needs to trade Tyler Hero. I agree. If you are going to add Kyle Lowry and possibly DeMar DeRozan, Hero got to go. Portland needs to trade CJ McCollum. Yes, they do. Portland is just like it's very similar to Boston. They get their points, their majority of their points from their backcourt. And what's the dude's name? The center. He's been
usage Nurkic.
he started off well, but
They just horrible
he's
defensive.
battling injuries and he hasn't really been consistent. And they have Enes Kanter as a backup, but Enes Kanter really isn't a guy that you can run the offense through. So yeah, the points are coming from the same area. And you see, if the points are coming from the same area, eventually you will be figured out, especially in the playoff series when they can game plan for you for 4 to 7 games.
Yeah, but I say that not only that, year in, year out, every year, Portland's always one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. And that hasn't changed. And they've been like that for a while. Since they've been in the playoffs, since they had Damian Lillard, CJ, Column emerge as their 1-2 punch, they always been one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. And you see that with Nurkic, Enes Kanter. That's never changed. So I feel like that's a big part of why they've never really advanced or did nothing in the playoffs outside of a couple years. And they'll continue to be like that. I feel like they got to trade McCollum at this point. They got to. They're not going to go nowhere.
Who would you trade McCollum for?
Man, honestly, I don't even know. I feel like you should just break it up because you're not going nowhere. I mean, unless you want to be mediocre for the rest of Dame's prime and waste it. I mean, unless you want to do that. But as far as championship, nah. They never going to get there if they keep this team together.
I feel like DeMar DeRozan would fit better than McCollum does.
Yeah, I like his size more. I like his size more.
I agree with that.
Bigger player. I don't really think I think they get slightly. I don't know. I feel like they stay the same, or they might get a little bit better, but I still don't think that's gonna really drastically improve Portland. I feel like they need a wing. They need like a big superstar type of wing player, like a Jaylen Brown. But Boston ain't gonna nudge on that.
Yeah, nobody's gonna give up much for a 6'3" combo guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't really know, but I feel like Jaylen Brown would be the perfect type of player.
So what position Melo play?
Melo plays the 3, but
Melo play like he a shooting guard, man.
They didn't have him at the 4.
Melo jacking up all shots. Every time you passing the ball, you see Melo trying to shoot, bro. He a shooting guard.
Does Melo play 4? He plays the 3-4.
I think he played both.
So, man, I think he's playing shooting guard, but really, he's supposed to be playing the 3, but he's playing shooting guard. Don't make no sense, man. Then CJ supposed to be playing the 2, right?
Yeah, he is.
So yeah.
Yo, if we're going to be honest, right? A trade that actually makes sense. If you want to look at this objectively, put your GM hat on, right?
Trade that makes sense.
That makes sense. Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum.
Man, Portland.
Nah.
That's horrible.
No.
For Philly. Nah, I'm not taking that.
For Philly?
Nah. It's bad for Philly.
You get worse.
It works out.
You taking away their superstar. What? You taking away their superstar. That's their superstar.
Ben Simmons isn't a superstar.
Okay. Defensively, you get worse.
Defensively, you do get worse, but offensive. All right, the Sixers suck because of their spacing sucks.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons destroys spacing of whatever team. If I'm Portland and I make that trade, I'm not playing Ben Simmons at the point. I'm playing Ben Simmons at the 4.
Man, yeah. I think Portland gets better. I think Portland becomes, if they get Ben Simmons. Is Damian Lillard involved in this trade?
No.
No. So if they keep Dame and get Ben Simmons, I think they instantly become top 4 in the Western Conference. Instantly, just like that.
And can you imagine CJ McCollum and Joel Embiid in the pick and roll?
Yeah, I think they get slightly worse. I still think they top. Still think they're a top team in the East, but I don't know. What Ben Simmons is able to do defensively, it can't be hit. he can't be replaced by no player in the NBA. That's just me.
Bro, you got dudes. Jason, do you play ball?
Yeah, I play.
All right, you remember playing with the dude that couldn't shoot at all?
Yeah.
You tried to drive, and his man is sitting there in the lane waiting for you.
Poor spacing. Yeah.
Come on, man. This dude's literally under the basket. Like, he ain't gonna shoot that shit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but we can't get mad. Look, we gotta remember Tobias Harris had like 4 points in that elimination game. And he was the #1 perimeter scorer. And like we giving Ben Simmons his heat. But y'all paid Tobias Harris to literally do that, and he didn't do his job.
I'm not saying he
Ben
didn't,
Simmons.
but I didn't see Tobias Harris drive to the basket in a 5'11" curly-haired dude that's losing his hair go up to defend a 6'10" athletic dynamo, and he passed the ball.
You're right. All I'm saying is though, I understand Ben Simmons is a horrible shooter. He makes spacing worse for your team.
Horrible
shooter. He's afraid. He's afraid.
I think a change of scenery, I think that's going to give him confidence. I think he needs to leave Philly. That's just me. So you might be right, but I feel like we got to put Tobias Harris. This is about Philadelphia. I think they said that, he's basically Tobias Harris is basically the Chris Middleton of the Philadelphia 76ers. He damn sure didn't play like it, meaning that they expect him to close games. We gave Chris Middleton over the last couple of years a lot of heat for his play in the clutch. But we seen drastically this year his improvement. He was one of the most – I think he was the most efficient player in the mid-range. And I feel like Tobias Harris and Chris Middleton, as far as talent-wise, is identical, is on the same level. That's just me. But I feel like this year, Chris Middleton proved he was a better player. But talent-wise, I feel like Tobias, he can be that to Chris Middleton to the Sixers. But I don't know. He didn't do his job. So I feel like Tobias Harris should take a lot of that blame for Philly getting eliminated the way they did. Like, y'all paying him a lot of money. And y'all spent. He's supposed to be an elite scorer, a 20-point per game scorer. He's supposed to be that C.J. McCollum, that Chris Middleton type of player, but he didn't show up when it mattered.
I mean, you got a point. He didn't show up. But prior to that, he was averaging 23, 24 points in the playoffs. So he had a bad 2 games.
Right.
But I'm looking at more of what's been holding the Sixers back. I'm looking at the nuts and bolts, not just one specific game. Nuts and bolts is if you have a center that's going to demand a double team, you need guys on the perimeter that can shoot.
Right.
And that's not Ben Simmons. Uncle Frank, Ben Simmons isn't a superstar. You got damn right he's not a superstar.
Ben Simmons if he gets, I feel like Ben Simmons is on a mission.
Philly should have traded Simmons to Houston for Harden when they had a chance. You goddamn right.
Man, I would have took it. But, man, they going to regret that. They are definitely going to regret that for the Philly fans. But,
the Sixer fans were saying, okay, well, what does Harden do better than Ben besides score?
I think James Harden, he bringing the same type of playmaking that Ben Simmons is bringing, and he offensively, it ain't a question in my mind or anybody's mind that James Harden is better offensively. That's no doubt about it. I feel like Philly they value Ben Simmons' defense very highly. You see, the Warriors wasn't really willing to give up all that for Ben Simmons. So I think Ben Simmons is valued very high by the Sixers. As we can tell him by them asking really for all that from Golden State.
Hey, baby. Ronald 7. Hello, what do you think about Ken B?
Kemba.
Oh, Kemba.
Where is he at?
They still in Boston?
Nah, he got traded. He got traded earlier.
Who?
He got traded.
OKC.
Kemba.
Who?
Oh, no,
Kent.
he's talking about Kent Bazemore.
Oh,
Kent
okay.
Bazemore signs
Oh,
for
I
Lakers.
thought you were
That's a good
talking about
pickup.
MV. MV still with the 76ers.
No, he's talking about Kent Bazemore.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
This recently happened.
I guess
That's, I
this
mean,
stuff's still going on now as we speak. Korkmaz just signed back with the Lakers, 3 years, $15 million.
okay. What's going on with Oladipo?
Not sure. Blake Griffin re-signed with the Nets.
All
The
these
Nets
people still hurt, ain't?
New Orleans Pelicans are going to sign Devontae Graham, 4 years, $47 million.
Yeah. That's horrible.
Rockets will use.
Hey, Brooklyn got the same team, but they got any trades? Any
Nothing
newcomer? Brooklyn,
They went on
nothing yet.
Dinwiddie.
Uncle Frank, Kent Bazemore is not a poor man's Alex Caruso, bro. He ain't that bad.
Why am I reading that Victor Oladipo is willing to take the minimum with the Lakers?
Oh, I like that. I
The
need that.
minimum. He's willing to take the minimum to sign with the Lakers.
I need that, yo.
Man,
Oh yeah.
I need that.
I want the Nets to win a chip next year so bad, man.
Cody Zeller signed a 1-year deal with the Blazers.
Blazers horrible.
Okay, Derrick Rose has agreed to a 3-year deal worth $43 million for the Knicks.
Oh, he coming back to the Knicks? Okay.
Bro, Evan Fournier, 4 years,
Oh yeah, he's
$78 million. Come on, yo. What is going on?
That's good for the Knicks. The Knicks definitely need his shoe. They definitely can use that.
So,
Well, how many times in a row they ain't make the playoffs yet? This is like the third time, ain't it?
Nah, they made the playoffs this year.
Shit, man.
Gary Trent Jr.
That dude
Gary
a
Trent
baller.
Jr. re-signed with Toronto Raptors, 3
That's a
years,
good move.
$54 million.
That's a good move.
Yo, this has definitely been a very, very eventful free agency so far. I'm trying to see. Boban is returning to Dallas. The Kings.
That's what I was about to ask for.
The Kings have agreed to terms with Mo Harkless.
That's decent.
Jeff Green has signed with the Denver Nuggets.
Mm.
Chris Paul re-signs with the Suns, 4 years, $120 million. That was smart. He gave them a lot of flexibility on that deal because him $44 million. Come on, bro.
Yeah, son. I expect the Suns to make another run, a deep run in the playoffs next year. Especially with the Clippers, Kawhi being hurt.
One thing I don't like about the trade with Westbrook is the fact that the Lakers got rid of Contavious Pope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I thought that Contavious Pope should have stayed, man. They could have do a lot with him, man. Great shooter, bro.
When you get in
That was a
Westbrook,
bad trade.
When you get in Westbrook, you gotta take that chance to get a player his caliber. You know, you can't let stuff like that pass you by. You know, you gotta jump on them type of opportunity to trade for a player of Westbrook caliber.
Yeah. Ronald 7, the Lakers need a sign and trade with Dennis. Yeah, get Dennis out of here, bro.
Nah, ain't nobody wanting to do that after.
Get Dennis out of here.
He dropped his value the way he played.
Bro, look, we got to keep it a being, right? It's hard to play with Bron. Bron makes he makes good and great players worse, and average or below average players better. Because good and great players normally create their own shot. And Bron doesn't allow you to create your own shot. You got to stand in the corner and be a spot up guy.
I mean,
And,
like you. My bad. Go ahead, Watson.
and a lot of dudes can't adjust to that. A lot of dudes, they've never played basketball that way.
Like you're saying, great players like Kyrie Irving was able to thrive with LeBron James. That's probably the only guy I can really say.
Yeah, the only guy.
I think Dwayne Wade, he took a hit because you got to realize Dwayne Wade is a guy he couldn't shoot. He could shoot in the mid range, but he's not a guy that's going to spot up. So that's why they really struggled. I feel like they struggled that first year. They struggled because they didn't really have no spot up shooters. And then when they made the trades for Battier and Ray Allen, you seen how much better they was able to get.
I can tell you know your basketball.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned Battier. Battier was the key to them winning
those
championships.
Shane Battier, Mike Miller was on. Who else? Ray Allen. Them was the big signings that really got them over the hump that next year.
Chris Anderson was a big one.
Yeah. But Dwayne Wade, though, he did his, I think Dwayne Wade, he's a great off-ball cutter. He's not a great spot-up shooter off-ball.
Hey, where the hell is Birdman at anyway? Where he at? Birdman. Where he at?
Retired.
He retired?
Yeah, he's done.
I remember Shaq saying his name, Birdman.
Yeah, dude.
You right though, Washington though. Players do take a hit playing with LeBron. Outside of Kyrie Irving, I feel like every player he played with, and I think outside of maybe Kyrie and AD, every other player he's played with, they took a hit offensively.
Even AD took a hit. Somewhat. But I feel like he made it a point to get those guys to acquiesce a little bit to them, as opposed to like Chris Bosh, Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade got it the worst. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh got it the worst.
Yeah, but I feel like with AD though, his defensive versatility, I feel like gave him an edge playing with LeBron over Chris Bosh per se. If you get what I'm saying. What he's able to do defensively, he can make up for it. And he's a great lob threat, so you can set a lot of ball screens and use them in them situations. Compared to Chris Bosh, who was more so, he's a guy who had a face-up game. He was a guy who was more sort of a jump shooter. Not saying that Anthony Davis is, but Anthony Davis is also a lob threat. So that's the difference.
Two things you need to play with LeBron is you need to be a good standstill jump shooter. And you need to be a good cutter at the basket.
Yeah, that's what Dwayne Wade was. He was a great cutter. To me, like Dwayne Wade, to me, is probably one of the most complete players, guard at any position all time, because the way he was able to use ball screens and his ability to be an off-ball cutter was underrated. Like as far as off-ball players, he's up there. He's probably top 3, top 4 all time. Just off-ball players all time in the NBA. As far as cutting, he wasn't a great spot-up shooter, but he was a great off-ball cutter.
Yeah, like if you can do a lot of like, all right. So let's say the Lakers have a shooter. If you can do a bunch of pin downs and then like a seal and then flash, LeBron's going to find you.
Exactly.
Ronald Seven says Howard is a good signing for the Lakers because Marc Gasol is no more top level.
Hey, what? Well, so I gotta ask you: do you feel like the players get worse playing with LeBron or Kobe? Because I hear a lot of. I want to get your thoughts on that.
LeBron. And the reason why I say that is Kobe allows you to be you, right?
Yeah.
If you're a point guard, you're a point guard. If you're a center, you're a center. If you're a power forward, you're a power forward. Now, Kobe's going to shoot the ball a lot, but that's just what he does. You can still be you. You just may not have that many shots. If you're a point guard, can you play with LeBron? If you're a guy that normally has the ball in the hands and directs traffic in the flow of the offense, can you play with LeBron? No. If you are a center that is known for rebounding, like that's what you get paid for. Can you play with LeBron? No. LeBron tries to do everybody's job.
Exactly. That's
If
why
you
I feel like Kobe, this is the role he was able to play with Shaq right there. The role he was able to play with Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom. I feel like he the guy. He gonna push you to get better in practice. You know, he ain't the best. I wouldn't say he had the best court vision, or he wasn't the best passer just naturally as LeBron. But he's just a guy that's gonna push you to get better individually, your skill set. You know, per se than LeBron. Like you were saying, he tries to do everything. He tries to rebound and push the ball. He tries to do everything offensively. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
you Kobe started playing more off the ball when he became the focal point of the triangle.
Yeah,
And he occupied the what point is that in the triangle? The left post slot. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Yeah. So when he started occupying that, he stopped being the primary ball handler.
yeah.
And Paul Gasol still looked like Paul Gasol. Lamar Odom still looked like Lamar Odom. They still played exactly the same way. They didn't have as many shots, but they still played exactly the same way.
Exactly.
Was that Chris Bosh?
No,
Was that Kevin Love?
they turned them into spot up shooters at the top of the key in the corner. Like, man, like plus Chris Bosh, he wasn't really the best. He wasn't the best as far as screen setter or rolling to. He was great in the pick and pop, but he wasn't great as Anthony Davis is. It's like rolling to the rim, catching lob. He wasn't a lob threat, so that took some of his He really had that type of versatility, so that really affected his game playing with LeBron.
Really did. He was a guy that more so operated because he was left-handed. He occupied the right post spot, and he was just an isolation player.
Yeah, because he
And
was like he was more so in the vein of like a during that time, basically like the Dirks and the KGs, the guys. They wasn't really low post players. They was more of a face up in the high post. He was one of them type of players. So that him not really having that low post game like that affected him playing with LeBron.
yeah. um, the last signing I want to bring up before we head out because we already had an hour. I feel like the most underrated signing, but they absolutely needed this. JaVale McGee to the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, that's happened. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
What's your
that's a
thoughts
good
about that
move.
one?
That's a great move, especially getting more depth at the five with him and DeAndre Ayton. That's good that you can play them guys because I feel like JaVale, his athleticism, him being a role man, he's improved his low post game tremendously. So I think he gives some offense. He can rebound. He's athletic, like I just said. So I think that's a good fit alongside him coming off the bench with DeAndre Ayton. That's a great move for Phoenix.
If you look at Phoenix, right, after DeAndre Ayton got in foul trouble, who did they put on Giannis?
Yeah,
Jake,
Jay
Crowder? Come
Jay
on.
Crowder.
What are we talking about, yo?
Yeah, you can't.
Is this a joke? When dealing with guys like LeBron, guys like a Giannis, guys like a Luka, you need athletic bodies that's around their height to throw at them.
Yeah,
If you do not have that, they are going to bust your fucking ass. And that's what you saw. I knew that they were going to struggle with him. Number one, he averaged 40 in the regular season, but they had no answer. You
yeah.
can't, you can't, your number two option cannot be your primary defender on the next person's best player. You're going to suffer. If you play ball, you know when you tried to guard somebody that was nice and your team relied on
I
you to
guard.
score, you didn't have legs.
Yeah. Plus, the guy that can get downhill like that is unstoppable. It's hard. I didn't guard a lot of. I'm gonna say players similar to him as far as they real big, and there's really nothing you do when they getting downhill. I done guarded like 6'10" guys getting downhill, and it's damn near impossible to guard them 1-on-1. You know, you definitely need that second line of defense. Definitely need that help, the help defender to help you guard a guy like Giannis. You know, it's a team effort, but you're gonna need a very good primary defender on Giannis. You can't have somebody like Jay Crowder guarding Giannis one-on-one and expecting to have success as a team defensively.
Real shit, yo. Jason, I want to thank you for stopping by, bro. I really appreciate it. You definitely know your shit, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I played college ball and all that.
Where'd you play at?
I played Cal State in San Bernardino. I played JUCO and then transfer.
Okay. What was your position?
I played the 3, the 4, and the 5. Cause I'm like 6'7", 6'8". So.
Oh shit. Okay. I played the 1.
Oh, for sure. Well, we about 5'11", 6 feet. I'm guessing somewhere around
6'1".
Okay. 6'1". Yeah. I played with a couple guys around that height. It was killers. You know, them guys around that height dudes can shoot the rock for real. Guys around that height.
I'm from Philly, so we attack the cup.
The cup. So.
But yeah, bro, thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do more basketball content. Basketball is my first love, even though like I'm really entrenched in boxing.
Oh yeah, I started following you because of boxing. So, and then watching Raheem Jefferson and Jerron, all them fighters out of Philly and that Jersey area as you go to that gym. So I started following you because of boxing. But then I know on one of your lives a while back, I know you said you played college ball. So, you know, definitely when I see you do NBA or just basketball videos in general, I definitely, want to hear your opinion on it because you played the game before. So definitely, I want to definitely see more of these type of videos. I definitely like talking basketball. Basketball, basketball my favorite sport. You know, I love boxing too, but I love boxing.
Basketball
football.
is my favorite sport.
Yeah, but nothing's better than basketball, but shout out to you, Watson.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to start doing interviews with basketball players. The same way boxing, I'm going to start doing interviews with ball players. I feel like that's a lane that people really don't, they really haven't going. Yeah.
College players,
high school, college, NBA, all that. Who the
next guy out of Philly right now?
Kid named Jalen Duren.
Where he at? He in high school or college?
High school.
Okay. So I know Philly got some ballers.
Oh, right in Camden, right? Camden is like
DeJuan Wagner. He's from Camden. His son, nice.
Yeah, DJ. I actually played for Juan Wagner's dad. He was my coach, and he was one of our coaches in college. Yeah.
Dang, yeah. I know Wagner. Anybody that know high school basketball or that's familiar with high school, they know DeJuan Wagner.
The truth.
He was the truth. And I think he had like 100 in high school, didn't he? Something like that. Then he got drafted. Then he get drafted. I forgot exactly what pick, but I know he went in the first round in
number
2002
10.
to the Cavs.
Like 8 or number 10. So I think the
Cleveland, wasn't it?
Cleveland, yeah.
Yep. The year before LeBron. So in that era had a whole bunch of killers at the high school level, that early 2000s. So he was a baller.
Yeah. But shit, I'm gonna get out of here, bro. I'm probably gonna go live tomorrow and recap the second day of free agency because they're definitely not done. But yeah, if I go live, I would love for you to join me.
Oh, for sure, anytime. I was looking out. It was a couple people live that talk basketball, but I got on here specifically because I enjoy this show, so I want to hop on and talk basketball when I seen you was live.
Okay. Yeah, shit. Love to have you again. When does the season start?
I think October. I think it's around the middle. I think 15th, 16th October, somewhere around that window.
So it's going to be back to the regular schedule.
Yeah, back to the regular schedule.
Cool. I look forward to it. Because I'm probably going to do something
Are you gonna
know.
do the Olympics or nah? Talk Team USA or nah?
Nah, bro, we look like shit. We look like shit. And it's the problem. See, you done got me started in another topic. All right.
My bad.
So before I go, the problem is we are from America, right?
Yeah, double one.
We are from America, but we have adapted to Euro style. For like the NBA is slowly adopting more Euro style principles, but
Facts.
you're trying to out Euro guys.
You can't
No,
do
that's
it.
not what we do. We run and we jump.
Exactly. We don't. We not the half court guys, man. We not these shooters and these have a 7-foot big man shooting threes and
Yeah.
using ball screens. That's not our game. That us all European influence.
Like, yeah, we got you'll have a couple of those guys on the team, guys that can shoot, guys that can spread the floor. But for the most part, the NBA and the modern NBA has been, you can't guard me. I'm going to get around you and force you to double.
Facts.
Simple basketball.
Facts.
But yeah, man, thanks for joining me. Anybody that was on here, Ronald 7, Uncle Frank, Alexis, my man Terrence Scott, Slugfest. Thank y'all all, man. Shouts out to my co-host Brandon. He had to go to work. YSM Sports Media, we out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.